there will initially, for the next 5 years, probably at least 5 years, there will be two Internet of Contracts. There will be a public blockchain Internet of Contracts, which you're very familiar with, and then there will be a bank Internet of Contracts, which will be separate, because it has a separate set of basically legal requirements. And we are in the process of merging these two worlds, because both of the worlds are now starting to run on a single messaging system, messaging standard, which is what CCIP is. It's a messaging system to interconnect all of the chains and all of the applications on the chains, both in terms of their value and in terms of their messages. The next stage will be more overlap. So we're now in the early stage of how do you get a few banks to interact with each other about valuable inter-bank transactions. And we're in the stage of how do DeFi applications interact. But there's actually a third stage of how do you get them to interact with each other. So how do banks use DeFi, and how does DeFi sell stuff to banks? Which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but banks have a lot of money. A lot. Like a lot more than anyone else in the whole place ever. Forever. All the money. They have it. They're banks. So if we want the industry to grow, we need new money to come in and use the applications. Banks are one of the places that will come from. I don't know how fast it's going to come. Can't make any promises about that because they have all these legal requirements. But I do know that they're doing transactions with each other, or starting to, and I do know that DeFi will provide greater returns. And so banks are in the business of returns, and if DeFi gives them better returns than they can get from a bank counterparty, some portion of the bank's capital is going to get used in DeFi.
A programmatic workflow across enterprises can happen in one transaction. I think we are just starting to see that, and Nick, you are a big believer in CCIP and transaction flow with value flow, I know. And we have seen, correct, at a press of a button, how you can have 4 transactions across multiple blockchains.
Right.
Trigger and get executed, either all of it or none of it. That's powerful.
Yeah, and the ability to tie those together, right, and to see them happening in a synchronized way. I agree with you. I think that's incredibly powerful.
Flow into the blockchain ecosystem, and that liquid value is just now, right about now, getting put on a bank chain.
Give me that cheap link. I want that chain link. Dump that price down. Give it to me right now. 1,000 in a year. I'm a couple busts down. Singularity's near. No sir, no backing down. Linky stay stinky, and your daddy stay with me. Net worth over a billion. Sergey McDonald's with me. What the fuck was that? Munching on a Big Mac. Chilling, pumping out the atmosphere. Ain't no stopping that. We all in this together. Pumping no matter the weather. Chilling all over my sweater. Bought the tip and I feel better. Hey, swing is get the rope. Yeah, I hope you choke. Are you selling? Nope, I'm buying. So give me that cheap link. I want that chain link. Dump that price down. Give it to me right now. 1,000 in a year.
Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? There's quite a few people who suggest that person is you. So, is it you?
I'm buying, so give me that cheap link. I want that chain link. Dump that price down. Give it to me right now. 1,000 in a